The NHL is terrified of this as the Edmonton Oilers steamroll their way through the first three rounds of the Stanley Cup playoffs and set up a date with destiny once again with the Florida Panthers. All that and more today on Oilers Digest. What a time to be alive in oil country, folks. The Edmonton Oilers back in the Stanley Cup final once again, as they very well should be. But we will recap last night's game against the Dallas Stars in the series that many thought the Dallas Stars would be taking. I mean, many of the National Hockey League media around the hockeyverse there, they all took Dallas to win the series. But Connor McDavid, Draisaitl, and company said, no siree, not today, as the Oilers take this series in 5 games. But 83% of you have not yet subscribed to the channel. Folks, if there's any time to subscribe, now would be the time to do it heading into the Stanley Cup final. Make sure you hit that button down below for any and all Oiler content, as it's about to get juicy as the Oilers take on the Florida Panthers. But again, let's recap last night's game. Best in the West yet again for these Edmonton Oilers as they defeat the Dallas Stars in Game 5 of the Western Conference Final by a score of 6-3, and the Oilers take the series 4-1. Take a look at the scoring summary here. The worm, Corey Perry on the power play, opens it up, followed by Mattias Janmark in Jeff Skinner there. 8 minutes and 7 seconds into the first period, and the Oilers already up by a score of 3-0. As a matter of fact, after the Mattias Janmark goal, head coach of the Dallas Stars, Pete DeBoer, called a timeout and yanked Jake Ottinger. Not too often do you hear the phrase Jake Ottinger pulled in the playoffs, but the Oilers just coming at the Dallas Stars in waves in that opening frame, making sure that, Dallas had no chance of getting back into this game, even though Dallas did have some fire in this Game 5 as Jason Robertson made it 3-1 Oilers before the end of the first period. And then halfway through the second period, Rupe Hintz on the power play in a mad scramble in front of Stuart Skinner, making it 3-2 Oilers. But Connor McDavid putting the team on his back there off of a block shot from Mattias Ekholm all alone in on a breakaway and undresses Casey DeSmith, the relief goaltender for the Dallas Stars there. And going into the third period, Jason Robertson, like I mentioned, Dallas would not go quietly away into the night there, but Evander Kane banking it off of, I do believe it was Essa Lindell in front of the Dallas net there, off of his skate and past Casey DeSmith, and then Kispert Kapanen with 11 seconds to go, putting just another nail in that coffin there. So these Oilers, again, steamrolling every team on their path to the Stanley Cup final. Not just that, but just proving to everybody that they can be a pure shutdown team, and that is exactly what they've done to the big names of this Dallas core. I mean, Mikko Rantanen was ice cold all series long there. I mean, the guy you heard most was Jason Roberts, and even then, all series long, didn't hear his name called too often there. And the Edmonton Oilers holding Dallas to only 17 shots on goal there. I mean, the Oilers, they only had 23, but again, just proving that they can keep Dallas to the perimeter there. I mean, not too many high danger chances for the Stars last night there. And then the power plays, each team going 1 for 2 there. And again, the Oilers, 48 hits and 20 block shots there. So everybody doing the uncomfortable things in the Stanley Cup playoffs when it comes to, putting your body on the line and just laying out for all of the shots there. And Connor McDavid getting the first star of the game there, followed by Draisaitl with the third with 2 assists for a +2 with only 17 minutes. I mean, that's been a big part of this Oilers run, keeping McDavid in, Draisaitl healthy there by rolling all 4 lines there. I mean, in the past, you'd see McDavid and Draisaitl play, 22 minutes plus each and every night just to make sure this team has a chance of winning. But, the Oilers, the way they built this team, I mean, we all doubted it, but they're proving time and time again that depth is prevailing for the Oilers. Is Jeff Skinner, as I mentioned, scoring in the first period, his first career playoff goal in the 19th different Oiler to score in these playoffs there. So everyone is contributing when it matters. And when it comes to McDavid making more playoff history, his 100th assist in 90 playoff games, he became the second fastest player in NHL history to reach that mark. I mean, anytime you hear a playoff stat, set by a player, you can always count on Wayne Gretzky doing it, much faster than everybody else, as he had 100 assists in his first 70 playoff games, and no other player has reached the mark in fewer than 125 games. So Connor McDavid breaking more records, making more history. I mean, what doesn't this guy do there? And not just that, McDavid making history. I mean, last year we all remember the Oilers, in a pivotal Game 6 against the Dallas Stars, and they didn't touch the Clarence Campbell Bowl there, but Connor McDavid switching it up by touching it. I mean, it's a stupid superstition, but I mean, we all fall for it every single year, and it's very interesting to see which teams touch the Clarence Bowl, or even in the Eastern Conference there with the Prince of Wales Trophy. But Connor McDavid switching it up there. I mean, in all of the Oilers Cup wins, I do believe Gretzky touched it, and Lee Fogelin in their first cup, he touched it. Sidney Crosby didn't touch the Prince of Wales the first go round, but in all 3 of the Penguins Cup wins, 3 Cup wins, he's touched it. So touching it or not touching it, I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point. We all just make a big deal out of it. But hey, that's hockey. That's sports. Superstitions is what makes us all human, right? And that's just a part of the game. So I love it. And when it came to McDavid's decision making on why he touched it, I said it's pretty obvious. I think don't touch it last year, you don't win. Touch it this year. Hopefully we win there, and the Oilers, hopefully they do win, continuing off of their shutdown defense there. You can see the Dallas Stars 55 shot attempts all game long, whether it be 5-on-5 or on the power play. This would be at all strengths, but only limited to 17 shots on goal there, and the Oilers out high danger chancing them with 15-12 there. So the Oilers, capitalizing on all of those counterattacks. That is what their mantra has been all series long against the Dallas Stars. It was very different against the Vegas Golden Knights in the LA Kings. There's both teams play different style, but the Stars were all offense, no defense. As you can see, they're hanging Jake Onger out to dry all playoff long there. I mean, all the stats for Jake Onger. I mean, he faced 100 more shots than the goalie in second place, which I believe was Sergei Bobrovsky. So Dallas, they got a lot of questions to answer over the summer. But I mean, a lot of questions here when it comes to the numbers here. I mean, Kulak and Nurse, they had a bit of a rough start to this one there, which led to the first Dallas goal there. But I mean, all the stats, they were phenomenal since then there. Being on the ice for 15 shot attempts compared to only being on the ice for 2 is Brett Kulak. I mean, Brett Kulak has been phenomenal, even playing on his off side there. Sure, the one turnover that led to the goal, you can just sweep that under the rug there. But I mean, a lot of negative numbers when it comes to the Oilers last night there. But I mean, they were just trying to play some shutdown defense all night long there, and surviving wave after wave of the Dallas attack there. As I mentioned, they did not go quietly into the night there, and so the Oilers just trying to survive against the Dallas Stars by also putting up some phenomenal numbers of their own there. I mean, the hockey stat chart is loving pretty much all these Oilers except for John Klingberg. But I mean, Klingberg in Walman. Walman, I do believe, was Edmonton's best defenseman last night, all over the ice there, making phenomenal passes, getting in the shot lane there, just doing the right thing as a defenseman there. And they were on the ice the most against Mikko Rantanen there. So, I mean, that is some tough opposition for that pairing there. But again, John Klingberg with a bend but don't break style of play, and you need that in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I mean, to say that John Klingberg is a top 4 defenseman in 2025, I mean, if you told me that back in January, I'd call you crazy. But he's been solid so far up to this point there. And I mean, you want to talk about rolling all 4 lines there. Let's talk about that. I mean, Arvidsson, Janmark, and Podkolzin playing the least out of the regular 4 lines. I mean, they shuffled not a lot during the game, but regularly during the game. But these were the 4 common lines, and the fourth line there, or the third line, got the least amount of time, but I thought they were the best line all night long. Arvidsson, Janmark, and Podkolzin, all 3 of them are dogs on the puck, and that is what the Oilers will need heading into the Stanley Cup final there. And I mean, that is just the type of offense that Jake Onger had to put up with for only 7 minutes there. 2 shots against and 2 goals against in Hughes pulled. I mean, that still boggles my mind. One of the best goaltenders in the NHL, and they didn't even take him halfway through the first period of an elimination game, no less, to get pulled. But the Oilers, they got their sights set on one thing, and that is the Stanley Cup. And I mean, Stuart Skinner outplaying Jake Onger for a second series in a row there, putting up an 824. But you know what, I don't care, he got the win last night. That's all that matters. Put up some big saves to keep the Oilers in the lead there, and that is what you need at this point of the cup final. But the Oilers, again, last year, we can compare last year to this year in a lot of different ways. I mean, it was very emotional last year in front of the Rogers Place home crowd there, but the Oilers were all business this year. Sure, there was a hug there, here and there, but the Oilers were just ready to get off the ice and get rested for Florida next Wednesday there. But Corey Perry, with this team, the depth and everybody contributing, says we found a way and gotten better each game and each day. We talked about getting better every day, and I think we found some good things in our game, and we'll continue to grow on those. We're deep and we're a different team. There are different players in here in a different feel, but you still have to go out and you still have to do the right things, and everybody has to pull on the same rope and continue to pull, and that's what the Oilers will have to do as now we wait for the beginning of the Stanley Cup Final, which begins on June 4th. And good news, everybody, for the first time since 1992, the Oilers, after the first round, finally have home ice advantage. And yes, we get a Stanley Cup rematch. I mean, it was going to be either the Canes or the Panthers. It's going to be a Stanley Cup rematch either way, folks. But this is the team I wanted, and we'll have to wait until Wednesday, June 4th, 7 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Mountain at Rogers Place there. When it comes to, the Oilers trying to get revenge on the Panthers, Darnell Nurse says, quite honestly, it doesn't matter when you're in this position. You just want to give yourself a chance to compete for the Stanley Cup. And it so happens that there's going to be a rematch. I think for us, we're worried about our team game and where we can be at and the level that we can play at. They're a really good team and present a good challenge. We have a lot of belief in our group there, and we'll break down that series as it gets closer. I mean, we still got a lot of time to, I don't want to say celebrate the Western Conference win, as there's more celebrating to be done at the end of June if all goes well there. But I mean, for the Oilers to be the first Canadian team to go back-to-back in the Stanley Cup Final, or Stanley Cup Final appearances, I should say, since the 87 and 88 Edmonton Oilers there. So a lot of history, but, still some more to be made there. Darnell Nurse says it's fun to be in this situation and have the opportunity to go back to where we were last year as a group. I think we believe it in ourselves from the start of the playoffs, no matter how things were going and no matter what was going on. It's a group that's very resilient and has a high belief in each other, and we've earned ourselves an opportunity to go back to the Cup Final. A lot of work still to be done, and yes, put on your hard hats, folks. It's time to get down and dirty. But these Oilers, they're built different. They are built different. I mean, this team is constructed to win a Stanley Cup there. I mean, you got all four lines rolling. You have, a healthy Mattias Ekholm. I barely mentioned Mattias Ekholm. He played great for his first game back since April 11th. His first full game back since March 26th against the Dallas Stars, coincidentally enough. But Mattias Ekholm, each game, he will continue to get better. I mean, Stu Skin, number 74, the mustache man, everyone yelling Stu, and he will only get better during the Stanley Cup Final. I mean, he's outdueled Darcy Kemper, he's outdueled Aiden Hill, and he's outdueled Jake Ottinger to an extent. I mean, during the Vegas series, it was more so, Calvin Pickard during the first few games, but, Stuart Skinner has outdueled every goalie that he has faced there, and Sergei Bobrovsky is his final boss. But that is it for today's video. These Oilers are terrifying, and I'm starting to get goosebumps about, trying to think about, the revenge on this Florida Panther team. But again, that is it. Thank you very much for supporting the channel here with all your comments, all your likes, all your support, all the new subscriptions coming in. If you haven't already, make sure you do so. But folks, let me know down in the comments just your thoughts about the current situation the Oilers are in going into the Stanley Cup Final. Lots of analysis on the way here on the channel. I mean, we still got lots of time to sort of dive into how these two teams meet up against each other, and I'm very excited, and I hope you are too. But take care, enjoy the weekend. It's a Friday. There's no hockey this weekend, which sucks, but I mean, there's still lots of other things to do. Actually, there is hockey. There's the Memorial Cup. I was wrong, but enjoy your weekend, folks. Take care. I'm Matt.